another episode of The Five, a podcast about five things.
We talk about five things every week.
Yeah, this is speed run editions. So these are short. Usually it's half an hour, but we're doing really fast, 15 minutes.
That's right. One list,
15 minutes. We'll talk about it. It's going to be great. I did Star Trek movies last time, and Mike, you are going to do something that's equally interesting.
Yeah, man. It's equally interesting. It's my 5 favorite vegetables.
Ugh. You know what I call...
There's going to be a lot of controversy during this list, I think.
You know what I call a salad when my wife makes me eat a salad?
No, what's that?
Wet vegetables. She make me eat wet vegetables. I don't want to eat wet vegetables. Such a crappy thing to say, but it's true.
What salad dressing is your choice?
Ugh.
What's your go-to?
I like it. It depends on the vegetable. Like each vegetable and each salad deserves different. Because sometimes I like those citrus salad dressings that have like oranges and stuff in it. I actually like that a lot. If you give me a salad, but then give me like a nice dressing and some like oranges in there, like I will eat that up because I like the little burst of citrus in there. That's kind of fun.
Interesting.
But I don't eat salad and vegetables because I like it. I eat it because I have to because I don't want to die. That's the only reason I eat it.
Right. My go-to used to be ranch, but now I'm more of a Italian dressing type of guy.
Okay. All right. What's your number 5 vegetable?
My number 5 vegetable is squash.
All right. We're from the South. So squash.
Yellow squash.
So yellow squash. Yeah.
Fried in a pan. You can eat it breaded and fried. You can,
it has to be some kind of fried situation with the squash. I actually like squash in a couple different ways. I like squash sautéed. So cut up squash, cut up some zucchini, some onions, some garlic, put it in a pan with some olive oil, fry that up. I'll eat that. But the texture of squash bothers me. It's the seeds. So like it has like tomatoes, it has that inner seed situation when it gets cooked.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. But I mean, I'm not mad. As a Southern boy, you can't be mad at squash because I feel like in the South, your parents make you eat an ungodly amount of squash. I don't know. It's because it's so easy to grow, and so everybody's growing in their backyards.
You get a lot of squash.
Yeah, so like here's your squash zucchini. Like it's like, oh my God, you're a gardening genius. So it's not. It's human. It grows like a weed. Like it's like everybody's growing these 10-pound squashes, and everybody's eating squash. It's like.
Now, sometimes my mom would vary it up. She'd slice it both ways. So, like, sometimes it's just a bunch of circles, and other times it's like 2D squash, basically.
I like that when they do spaghetti squash. Like, they make it like spaghetti.
Right, yeah. Squash is good.
I mean, does it have nutritional value? Like, it could be one of those things.
Sure, it does.
It's just a vegetable with no nutritional value.
It's got to have some. It's yellow.
Oh, it's yellow.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at you if about squash. I'm not mad about squash. It's fine.
All right, number 4, okra.
Yeah, I'm not eating that, man.
What?
I'm not eating that.
As a Southern boy, you're not eating okra?
Yeah, because okra's disgusting. Okra's disgusting.
It's also very popular in the black culture, I hear.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. But, like, I think it's popular because of some people trying to make it popular. But, like, I think black people want to like it. And I think as a people, we're thinking we're supposed to like it.
I love it, dude.
If somebody puts a plate of okra in my face, I'm like, get that out of my face. It's nasty. It's so slimy. You can't cook it and not be slimy. You can't do it. It's so slimy. It's like, I'm not eating that. Not even fried okra, I can handle barely. I haven't eaten okra, and I can't remember.
Fried okra is so good.
I don't remember the last time I ate okra. I don't remember. I actually don't. It has to be 20 years.
You can cut it lengthwise, and then that kind of cuts down on the sliminess if you're cooking it right.
Ugh. It's one of the again. You have these people with these home gardens growing okra just because they feel like growing okra, and then they're like, well, we better eat it. Like, no, you don't have to eat.
It's the main ingredient in gumbo.
Some things you don't have to eat, and okra is one of those things. I think it's too slimy. It's disgusting. And I'm not the only one. Top Chef's Tom Colicchio also hates okra.
Well, he's weird.
He's not weird. He's a chef.
He's like the one chef that doesn't like okra.
Ugh, gross.
Gumbo, you got to have gumbo.
I don't think I've ever had a really good thing at gumbo before.
The Indians have a really good okra dish.
I mean, I'm not against it. It's a food. If I have to, I'm going to eat it. If I'm walking, after the apocalypse is over and I'm walking around looking for food and I see a bush of okra, I'm going to get them. I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not.
Have you ever seen that freeze dried okra in the fancy grocery stores where it's like a chip kind of?
What's number 3, man? What's number 3? I don't know if we want to talk about this. Everybody's trying to make okra some kind of super tasty thing. It's nasty.
It's good. My number 3 is green beans. Green peas. Green peas.
I don't like the way they taste.
You don't like the way they taste?
No, I think they taste kind of soapy.
That's weird. No, I'll eat them. Heard that. I've never heard
Sometimes they taste kind of sweet, but mostly it's kind of like a pasty, kind of soapy taste.
Maybe you're getting soap in your cans?
Well, first of all, I'm not eating canned peas. I'm eating frozen peas. I'm getting peas. I don't eat canned. You don't eat canned vegetables, do you?
Yeah, man, I eat canned peas.
This ain't the 50s. Let's go get frozen. Or get some fresh. You don't have those canned. Who knows how long they've been in that can?
Frozen peas are good for some things, but I like canned peas for a lot of things.
Ugh. You eat how much canned food do you have?
There's nothing wrong with canned food, dude.
When you open up your cabinet, do you have a lot of canned foods? We have canned tomatoes, so I guess I can't really rag on you that much.
Yeah, you got canned tomatoes.
And we've got canned peppers and stuff. Okay, that's fine.
Beans.
Yeah, you're right. You're fine. You're not a weirdo.
Green peas, green beans, corn.
Yeah, you're not that weird. You're okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, I guess like I'm not like, ooh,
one of my favorite things for a can of green peas is if my wife has made a chicken pie.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah, chicken pie.
I have to have green peas to go with my chicken pie.
Oh, or in a pot pie or chicken pot pie.
Or in a pot pie, yeah. But like just chicken
there.
Pie, like my side for chicken pie is always green peas.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Why do you call it green peas when there's no other peas but green peas? It's called peas.
There's black eyed peas.
Okay, good point. All right.
Yeah. Green peas, man. They're good. I have a can of...
Before you move over...
Yeah.
I like peas in a pod. I like when you cook them
they're
in
good. They're good.
the pod.
Yeah.
I like them. I can eat the green peas in the pod. I actually enjoy that. I don't like them loose.
I agree.
I'm not sure why. That's me.
You probably like edamame then.
What's that?
It's green soybeans in a pod, I think, at Japanese restaurants.
I'm not big on soybeans.
It might not be soybeans. I'm not sure. Number 2 is cucumbers.
I've talked about this before.
I know you don't like cucumbers.
I absolutely hate cucumbers. I think they're disgusting.
But I've got them up there because I eat them so much. Almost every salad that I've ever had in my life has had cucumbers in it. You can eat cucumbers as a dipping thing that's way healthier than tortilla chips or potato chips. They make another one of my favorite foods, which is pickles. Cucumbers are great.
Nasty, man. Cucumbers are nasty. There has to be a reason why my body doesn't like cucumbers. There has to be a reason. Like you ever hear about people not liking certain foods because they're allergic but don't know it? There has to be a reason that my body is like, don't eat those.
Maybe you're allergic to green peas if they taste like soap.
Yeah, cucumbers they're too hard, they're too crunchy, and they have too much taste of water. It's like I'm eating a big old thing of water. And they have this weird hint of acidity in there that I just don't.
Okay.
It's not pleasant to eat. And and pickles are absolutely disgusting.
I know that you're a big... the seeds really freak you out.
Yeah, I don't like seeds.
My wife gets these cucumbers that are really long. They're like over a foot long. And they're individually wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. They're seedless cucumbers.
Yeah, she gets those.
You know I used to work at a grocery store, right? I used to work in the produce department.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, a long time ago.
What grocery store?
Yeah, at Food Line. Everybody knows that. I used to be a produce manager at a grocery store. I used to order that stuff all the time.
Wow, nice.
So I used to stock cucumbers and zucchinis and squash. I used to stock all that stuff all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I just think cucumbers are absolutely disgusting. We actually sell
even
a lot.
Those cucumbers you don't like?
No, we actually sold a ton of cucumbers. Like that's something you had to have. And pickled cucumbers and regular cucumbers, you better have them because people bought a lot of them. Surprisingly, people buy a lot of cucumbers.
They're good. That's why they're at my number 2.
A lot of squash, a lot of green beans, a lot of zucchini. Like people buy a lot of that stuff. You can't.
We have several cucumbers in the refrigerator right now.
Yeah, why don't you go to the produce departments and get fresh stuff, Mike, instead of canned?
I don't get canned cucumbers.
Yeah, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is tomatoes.
I don't like those either.
Tomatoes are excellent, man.
I respect tomatoes. I understand what they are, and I understand that they are a prime food. I like tomato sauces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I understand that they're a central ingredient. I don't understand when people just eat a raw tomato. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. But
they're an American food. I still have some level of national pride. You know,
barely.
These days, people think they're fancy by getting their tomatoes imported from Italy, but they're American. They're American food.
Why would you get your produce imported from some other country?
You know the Italian canned tomatoes people want to get for their tomato sauces.
That's tomato sauce.
It's silly. It's silly. It's an American fruit or vegetable.
No, and plus, like you can your own produce is fine. And like here's what I like about tomatoes. I like that you can grow them in your backyard. Everything that we've talked about today on the podcast.
There's nothing better than a tomato you grew in your backyard.
Yeah, everything we've talked about today on the podcast, you can grow in a garden. So if you have a backyard, just make a little. You have a garden, right, Mike?
Yeah, we're growing all this stuff.
Yeah, you can grow all that stuff, and like it's not like you can just grow a little bit of it. You can grow enough that you can't eat it all. You have to give it
squash.
You gotta give it. You gotta give it away. And tomatoes are very pickle, like very hard to grow. So that's why I enjoy tomatoes because I respect them because they're hard to do. And if you do it, like they're really plump and juicy and they look great. I just don't want to eat it, but I do respect them. Like I don't
pay attention to the rain.
I don't like
rain
to eat.
Can split your tomatoes.
Oh, that's right. You got to pull them before it happens, right?
That's right. Yeah, if they're on the edge of being ripe and it rains, you got to pull them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I respect tomatoes. I respect them. I just don't want to eat them. Not raw. I don't want to eat raw tomatoes.
I mean, they totally changed the cuisine of Italy. You know, they didn't have tomatoes.
Wow, really?
And then all of a sudden they had tomatoes, and it took over their whole cuisine. That's how amazing tomatoes are.
There you go.
Can you imagine Italian cuisine before they got tomatoes?
No, I could not.
Yeah, you can.
I couldn't imagine anybody's cuisine without tomatoes. I couldn't imagine it.
I eat them sliced with a little bit of salt on them. I love them that way. BLT. On a hamburger. In a salad. Making tomato sauce. Making barbecue sauce. Making ketchup. Tomatoes are just wonderful.
Yeah, they're great.
They're the best.
I'm not going to eat them raw, but I respect them. All right, that is your top 5. Any honorable mentions real quick?
Honorable mentions. Green beans.
Okay.
If they're cooked right.
Yeah.
Green beans are good.
Yeah.
You like green beans?
I'll eat them. I mean, I'll eat all this stuff. It's good to eat. You got to be healthy.
Yeah, it's all good for you.
Yeah, vegetables will keep you healthy. Keep your heart working. Keep you happy.
Right.
All right, Mike, how can people share your top 5 so they can argue about this with people?
Right. Just take a moment right now and hit the share button. We'll wait. Have you hit it yet?
I think they did. I think they hit it.
I think they're getting the phone out of their pocket, and now they're finding the share button. You hit the share button. Now you just figure out what you're going to share it with. You know, are you going to share it with a group text? Are you going to share it with your best friend? Are you going to share it with some kind of social media? Do that. We'd really appreciate it. It will help get the word out about the podcast and
help us growing.
Get a bigger audience so we can keep doing this.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. All right, thanks for
listening. You like 5? Share 5.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. You like 5? Share 5. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Thanks for listening.
All right. Yep. See you next time.